Hello, and welcome to Hamburg, Germany. I may not be a hamburger myself, but I found the city to be quite interesting. Before we begin our tour, I want you to think for a moment about what Hamburg might possibly be known for. Music venues and festivals are very popular here, which came from Hamburg being a major location during the Beatles' early career when they hung out at clubs and played covers of classic songs like Bebop Alula and Hippie Hippie Shake. The Beatles went to Hamburg because their booking agent, Alan Williams, said that they would be successful there, but other sources say that Alan just wanted more money. Either that, or the Beatles themselves needed some of that bread. It didn't matter anyways, because the Beatles eventually broke their contract by playing at other clubs. This is because one club is not enough for a Beatle, especially for a swarm as big as 4 of them. Hamburg's fashion is not too different from what you would see people wearing in New York. Take a guess at which of these photos were taken in New York City, Hamburg, or Antarctica. Hamburg is also certainly quite fashionable sometimes, with their leisure wear occasionally being either a dirndl or a lederhosen, something that people would normally wear during Oktoberfest, but I guess it can never be too early to party. Hamburg is quite a diverse place when it comes to religion. You may be surprised to learn that 30% of hamburgers identify as Protestant. The rest of the hamburgers identify as Muslim, Catholic, Jewish, Buddhist, or as a cheeseburger. There are also several places for worship, like St. Michaelis, St. Petri, or St. Jacobi. Unfortunately, St. Nikolai, which was once the tallest building in the world, was destroyed during World War II. It stood to be about 483 feet tall. This is only 2,234 feet shorter than today's tallest building, the Burj Khalifa. Poor Nick. Hamburger architecture is quite similar to a lot of other architectural structures in Germany. Less impressive buildings like the Elbphilharmonie concert venue and the St. Pauli bunker can be found in Hamburg. However, buildings like the Fleet must be highlighted. Who doesn't want to be right next to that beautiful dark green water? Old Hamburger tales say that this was the brick house that the third pig made from the classic fairy tale The Three Little Pigs. I probably shouldn't be telling you this, but I also heard this rumor spreading around that all 3 of the pigs were buried right underneath the floorboards of this building. Ever since their death, the house has been turned into a restaurant that is vegan-friendly and has a rating of 4.3 stars. Lastly, Hamburg is well known for, you guessed it, their cinnamon rolls, which they call Franz Brochen. It is made by taking a bowl of dough and putting some yeast in it. Then you're going to grab your turntable and mix the bowl in it while listening to some sick beats. For example, this sweet lady is listening to Smells Like Teen Spirit by The Beatles. After giving the bowl a blanket, she's going to let it sleep and change her clothes while it is napping. Once she comes back, she inspects each of the ingredients to make sure that they didn't betray her while she was gone. Then, she learns about a conspiracy that they've been plotting against her, and she decides to throw them all together inside a bowl so that she can torture them by putting them in a dangerous and off-centered mixer. Once she thinks that they've all learned their lesson, she takes them all out and plays with them. Eventually, she gets bored and then decides to cut slices of butter for 10 minutes. But this is even more boring to watch, so we will be skipping over it. She then takes the skin of the evil ingredients and wraps it around not German, but Irish butter as she tries to make her own edible Frankenstein. This is where the Fran and Franz Brochen comes from. After making a pancake large enough for the average American, the pancake gets folded and then flattened once more. Then she decides that it is about time for her to try her shot at painting, with an almost completely transparent paint. And then she takes the bowl that she prepared off-camera with 2 secret ingredients to this famous cinnamon roll recipe. It is sugar and cinnamon. She places a generous amount of this mix over the pancake, making sure that it is spread out evenly, and then she proceeds to turn it into a cinnamon taquito. She then turns them into the one and only symmetrical cinnamon roll. After all of that hard work, the cinnamon rolls get tired again, and she lets them sleep while she preheats the oven. Then she proceeds to not show us the oven or the rolls while they are baking, but I'm sure you can trust me when I say that these cinnamon rolls are cooked.
Hamburg is also well known for a corned beef hash called a labscow, and I don't feel like diving into the ingredients for that at the moment.
And, as you probably expected, Hamburg is also well known for their fish sandwiches, which is made up of fish, bread, and maybe a little something extra. Thank you for checking out Hamburg, Germany. I hope that you will come try a bite of Hamburg's Franzbrötchen. In fact, I think I will go have one of those right now.
For goodness sake.